Hey, Super Cruisers, it's Kevin and Frank from Cruising with Wheels.
Ever make a huge mistake on choosing a cruise companion?
What to think before you issue that invitation is what we're talking about today.
Your cruise can be a total nightmare if you choose to share it with the wrong person or wrong people.
Remember to leave the kids at home if you're looking for a great relaxing getaway or escape from the daily grind of home, kids, and work. Go on an adults-only cruise by yourself. You need a chance to unwind, regroup, and clear your heads. You should want to reconnect as spouses and not just parent.
That's right. Now, did you invite your parents to come with you? Uh-oh. Could be a big mistake. Now, unless you're all like super close, tied at the hip, with mostly similar thoughts and an equal pace of energy and interest, I'd go without them. Because, usually mom is always going to be mom, telling you what she thinks and what you should do. You may feel inhibited by having your parents along when you want to try new things, and you have to worry about them being alone without you. Now, you love them, but maybe you don't want them in your business.
So you meet someone at the grocery store and you become fast friends. You go out a lot every week. They basically turn into your bestie, and you decide that it would be a great idea to go on a cruise together. It's really a good idea to sail with someone whose routines, habits, and travel styles you don't know. Especially if you plan to stay in the same room. Spending the better part of the week eating, sleeping, and generally living face to face with the other person can teach you things about them that you really, really didn't want to know.
No. If you're a slob, but your cruise buddy is super tidy, tensions are gonna go up. If you like to get to bed early, but they like to party hardy into the wee hours of the morning, you might find yourselves completely reevaluating your friendship. This goes for sailing with old friends as well as new ones. Before signing up to cruise, make sure you're compatible. Those habits that are a bit annoying during maybe one night out will be magnified on a week away together, and you don't want to destroy a friendship.
Now this one goes out to all you married couples. Do you really want your in-laws up in your grill while you're literally trapped on a cruise ship for a week? Because I certainly wouldn't want to. And in a typical, in-law relationship, you're constantly being judged against their precious little child. And usually, you will always lose on that one. You might make it through a quick weekend or a holiday dinner, but it can be difficult and exhausting to be under a microscope for a whole entire week. If you decide to sail with your family by marriage, after all, at least be sure to book separate staterooms. It will save your marriage. And lay down some ground rules for spending time together and apart. I will not be judged!
Now, some of your friends may be compatible in behavior and interests, but not compatible financially. Money can be a killer. There's nothing more awkward than to broach the subject of finances. But it's crucial to discuss money before you book anything with your friends. Some of the most strained trips can be the result of disagreements about cost and disparity between budgets. If you've got a strict amount to which you plan to adhere to, make sure your travel buddy doesn't expect you to splurge on the most expensive excursion or to try every single expensive spa treatment available on board. Now, on the flip side, if you got a bit more wiggle room, be conscious of restrictions your friends might have and be upfront about it ahead of time so there aren't any surprises or arguments after you cross the gangway. I've been very lucky with my friends that I've traveled with. We've been kind of all on the same wavelength, but there was a trip that we all wanted to go on to, and it was supposed to be a quick trip to Las Vegas, and it turned into a multi-million-dollar trip that I could not afford, and I didn't go with them. No problem, no shame.
Next big question is, can you really mix business with pleasure? While it might seem fun to join your coworkers for some time away from work,
We do.
especially if you're friends outside of work, witnessing them in their natural habitats can be a strange experience, okay? So, just make sure you know the expectations when traveling with these said coworkers, okay? Are you allowed to drink? Is it weird if you want to do this or that? How should you dress? Should you be checking emails instead of sunbathing? If you cruise with coworkers, the key is to always remember that you'll have to face them come Monday morning or Tuesday morning or whenever you start your week. You all know that we cruise with Dave and Darlene. Darlene is from my salon and David is her husband. And frankly, Frank and I and Dave and Darlene get along great. Mm-hmm. But there are some coworkers that I would never cruise with.
Whoa!
They will remain nameless.
So it's best to start a pros and cons checklist as to whether you will make it through a cruise with your kids, your family, friends, coworkers, in-laws, whoever. Because if you don't make the right decision, your cruise will be a bust. Mm-hmm. It will be tragic.
We want to thank you for joining us for another exciting video. And don't just watch our videos, for God's sakes. Click that subscribe button and the little bell next to it to get regular notifications of when our videos go live. And then you'll be a Cruising with Wheels family member.
Remember, you'll also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.
But until next time, we want to remind you all to
travel safe
and cruise often.